You're welcome back to the show. Now, police officers are maintaining order at the Gatmanche's palace as clashes between two feuding factions loyal to the Gatmanche, Ni Taki Adama Lache II, and the acting president of the Gat Traditional Council resulted in some gunshots and some vehicles vandalized yesterday. A ceremony to induct the Gatmanche as the president of the Gat Traditional Council did not happen as one of the groups vowed to prevent the Gatmanche from accessing the palace. Greater Accra Regional Public Relations Officer of the Ghana Police Service, ASP Efia Tenge, says some police personnel have been deployed to protect the palace, and a meeting with the acting president of the Ghana Traditional Council will happen today. Meanwhile, Joy News' Maxwell Agbagba has visited Bukom, a famous Ghana community, to find out from the people how they feel about the situation.
Yesterday, when we were at the palace, we saw a heavy police presence there. A lot of them heavily armed, protected the palace because some youth, some aggrieved youth, would not allow the Gatmanche inside the palace for an induction ceremony to happen. We are here on the grounds to find out from the indigents how they feel about the many disputes that have plagued the chieftaincy institution here in the Ghana state. I have a gentleman here. A lot of them are also still around, willing to talk to us. Sir, what's your name?
My name's Maxwell Boy.
Oh, you're Maxwell?
Yeah.
Okay. Maxwell, tell me, you've lived here for some time now, and you know about the many disputes, going on with regards to the chieftain institution here in the Ghana state. As a young person, how do you feel about it?
Because what I'm feeling that they have to take our leaders, to become one in our community. Because if you have a leader in our community, our youth, they don't go for fighting, taking cutlass to somebody, go to cast somebody, fight a lot in the street. But what we need a leader in our community. I don't see any leader, and I don't know anybody's name called any Gatmanche. So this is what I know.
Well, indeed, I mean, if you want to, destroy the front of a people, you start from the leadership. So now that there's confusion going on about who is the president of the Ghana Traditional Council and all the many issues that we've been talking about. As a young person, what do you think we can, how do you think we can resolve some of the many issues that have cropped up with regards to the chieftain institution here?
What I can say, I'm just want our leaders to come to the joint. Somewhere called Akutolante, we have a place called Odododiodo, we have Ngleshi. They have to pick some of the youth. Every community, we can pick a leaders over there. When we pick a leader from Bukom, we know that this leader is leading the youth over there. And we have to pick a leader from Ngleshi, that called Jamestown. We have to pick a leader in Odododiodo.
Okay.
If we have those leaders, everything can stop.
Okay.
Fighting, insulting, and everything can stop in the community.
Okay. Thank you very much, Maxwell. This lady here is willing to talk. I'll be coming to you shortly. But let me find out from you. What's your name again?
Jefta.
Jefta, tell me, as an indigent, as a Ghana person, as a young Ghana person, are you sometimes, tempted to make comparisons between the chieftaincy institution here and then what we have in other places? Because I'm sure, you see on TV what happens in other areas, how beautiful the chieftaincy institution itself is. Are you tempted to sometimes compare what other people have and what you have here?
So what's going on now at Accra here? This Ghana here itself, if I think, I don't understand, because sometimes this fighting, then things, I don't understand. As my brother is saying, as every community, every area where the youth or the Dodo youth, the constitution, you must get a leadership over there. Because I remember someday I was sitting in the house and my brother came in the election time. He told me the basic man check, gave them a knife to go and fight and those things and all sorts of.
These allegations, we cannot independently, verify those claims you're making.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's stick to. Yeah.
Okay. So what I can say is how things are going. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say because now I'm fighting here and there. We don't. I mean, I don't know right now as I'm standing. I don't know whether we have chief in this gun machine here. I don't know. But if you ask me right now, I don't know. I don't know whether we have chief or we don't have any chief. I don't know.
Okay, for a lot of your peers, sometimes would take up weapons, would take up ammunition to go and fight on behalf of some of these chiefs. As a young person, what do you think is the motivation for them? And when you have conversations with them, what exactly do they tell you?
But right now, me in Ghana here, I didn't know whether we have a chief here. By me, I didn't know. But a woman said they have chief. By me, I don't know whether we have chief here. That's why that thing it disturbs me right now. Look at Kumasi chief. Everything he says is everybody can do it. But dear God, no, we don't have it. Nothing is going well. When they are saying fighting the Langas, fighting everything is bad. So we need chief here in this Ghana. Right.
Jefta, I was asking Jefta whether sometimes he's tempted to compare, the two chieftaincy institutions. Are you also tempted to do that? You just mentioned that we should look at what is going on in Kumasi. Are you sometimes tempted to compare the two?
Look at Kumasi Manche, where his mother is dead. Look at what is going on there. But this guy there, no, we have any Manche is this era. That thing is disturb us. Look at when they say the guy go and take someone, make fighting, all kind of that is going on here. So we beg, we need gun match. We need gun match, we beg.
Only one.
Maxwell Agbagba there, since that interview, he's moved to the Garmanches Palace, where we understand there's heavy security. Maxwell is standing by to bring us up to speed on what's happening at that place now. Hello, Maxwell.
Yeah, hello, Gifty.
Yes, Maxwell, tell us what's new there now.
Okay, so Gifty, we are right here at the Garmanche Palace. We are right across the road where the Garmanche Palace is located. Well, for today, there isn't much happening here at this palace. Yesterday, there was an induction. There was a planned induction that was supposed to take place, but that could not happen because we were told then by the police hierarchy that was stationed here that there was a meeting that was going to take place between the aggrieved factions and then the Inspector General of Police. As it stands right now, we still do not know the outcome of that particular meeting. Yesterday when we were here, all was calm with a lot of police presence. I mean, a lot of police officers who were here were carrying ammunition, a lot of them with weapons, with their patrol vehicles also strategically, positioned outside the main palace. They were not given access into the palace by one of the factions of the youth group. But today, all has changed because yesterday there were some gunshots. There were some reported gunshots. And in fact, today, when we spoke to the head of Public Affairs Unit of the Greater Accra Ghana Police Service, she confirmed that, yes, there were some gunshots from this palace yesterday. Some vehicles were also vandalized in the process yesterday when the violence happened. We are told today that the police hierarchy, the Greater Accra Regional Police Command, is meeting with one of the factions. In this case, we are talking about the acting president of the Ghana Traditional Council, Ni Dodu Insaki II. We understand that meeting will be happening today. But right now, when you come to the Garmanche Palace, the other faction that took over the palace yesterday, they are not there at the moment. So there's nobody in the palace. The only people present there right now are police officers. There are two patrol vehicles stationed inside the main palace itself with no activity whatsoever going on. Yesterday, when we came here, the youth group that were inside would not allow the police to go inside. They claim that they were embarking on some cleansing and purification exercise. For that matter, they will not allow the police to enter. But yesterday, after the reported gunshots, now the police have been able to get access to the palace and they are positioned inside. Maybe the cameraman can zoom in so that you can see the activity going on there with regards to the police officers. Gifty.
we've already said that there's heavy security presence, but the security presence is not on the outside of the premises. They are inside the palace. What we see right now, what do you say that is? Police vehicles?
Okay, so we have 2 police vehicles stationed inside. The police officers who are inside are armed. Now, the difference between what we saw when we came here on Monday and then Tuesday was that the police officers were stationed outside. They were not inside the palace because one of the factions had taken over the palace, and are saying that they would not allow the other faction to come in to perform the ceremony, that's the induction ceremony, to have the current Ghana Manche, Adama Lache II, as the president of the Ghana Traditional Council. Now that the situation has changed now after they reported gunshots yesterday and the vandalization of some properties, some vehicles, 2 vehicles we are told. They've been towed to the Kaneshi police station, we understand. After that incident yesterday, the police have gained control of the palace, and now they're in full control inside the main palace itself. So they are not outside the precincts of the palace, they are inside the palace itself, Gifty.
We can see that. Have you had the chance to speak to any of the leaders in the palace at this point?
Well, a lot of both factions are tight-lipped on the issue as it stands right now. I mean, the deep throat source at the Ghana Police Service, he told us he would not want his name to be put out there. He, in fact, stated that yesterday, sometime around mid-afternoon, that was when the clash happened. So as the clash was happening here, there was a meeting going on, we are told, between the IGP and then the 2 feuding factions. So that happened on the blind side of the police hierarchy, who were trying to find an amicable solution to this particular matter. But when the clash happened, the police officers stationed on the ground were here, and they were able to control the situation, with the exception that we had, I mean, some vehicles damaged in that process.
Yes, Maxwell, do we know how long the police are going to be staying there?
That is a bit unclear to us as it stands right now. But what we know is that they've been stationed here since Monday, when the first step to induct the Ghana as the president of the Ghana Traditional Council started. So on Monday, there was supposed to be a purification rite preceding the induction of the Ghana. So that was when the police officers came here, because the youth group prevented the Ghana from accessing the palace. On Tuesday, when the main event was supposed to happen, it couldn't happen because the other faction were still in the palace and were not giving access to anybody. The police officers were still outside. So this is day 3, and the police officers, day 3, are still stationed here. It is unclear how long they're going to be staying here to control the situation.
Thank you very much, Maxwell Agbagba. There, joining us is Maxwell Agbagba there at the Ghana Manche's Palace, bringing us up to speed on what's happening there. We can now move on and talk about what's happening in Parliament.